Good day, my peeps. I hope everyone is healthy and safe at home. And do me a favor, be nice to your parents. They truly do love you. Try not to annoy them during this time. All right, back to our lesson. We're going to talk about the Mongols in Japan today. But before we do that, let's review about the Mongols up to this point. Genghis Khan, we know, is the one that started all this. Rough childhood, but he's able to bounce back and he united all those Mongolian tribes and he created one of the largest land empires known to man. He did this through ruthless ways, which you guys saw examples of on the last Ed puzzle. Now, once he died in 1227, his empire stretched from the Caspian Sea in Europe all the way to Asia and China. Now, he didn't have anybody put in place to take over, so they divided his empire into four khanates. The one that we're focused on is the Great Khanate here in China. The original people here were the Sung dynasty, and they were conquered by the Mongols at this time. Kublai Khan is the one that we talked about as one of the great leaders of that Yan dynasty. He's very effective when he had the government, and he used the Chinese government, but instead of Chinese, he used foreigners and Mongols as advisors. He also extended that Grand Canal, and he set up the communication system of the postal service. He used some of their inventions to help further the extension of his empire and trade, such as paper money. And again, he was known for trade. That's one of his biggest things. And that's going to be one of the sticking points when we get to Japan. Japan is an island state that's located east, across from China and from Korea. And some of the things you might know about Japan, that's definitely where anime came from. They're known for these cherry blossom trees that are beautiful. And also the warrior class during this time period were called samurai, which we're going to talk more about later on in our videos. They also had ninjas. All right, those aren't the right ninjas. That's the right ninja. And we'll talk about why they were important during this time period too. Now, the reason that the Yuan dynasty and Kublai were upset is that some of the Song had escaped and they started a dynasty called the Southern Song. They were still trading with Japan, and Kublai Khan didn't like this. So he sent a letter to the Japanese saying, hey, let's be friends. Because if you don't want to be friends and trade with us, then we're just going to invade you, basically is what it said. Japanese didn't take too kindly to us, so Kublai Khan had to invade Japan. His first attempt came out of Korea, and they built ships. The Koreans built ships for them and even manned the ships for the Mongols. And they landed on this small island here and also the mainland of Japan. Japanese were not ready for this. They weren't used to the fighting style of the Mongols. You have to understand that samurai fought man on man. They fought one-on-one usually. And when one of the samurai stepped out to challenge somebody, all the Mongols attacked him. So they didn't know how to fight them. And it was not going well for the Japanese. But one night, a storm came. There were typhoon winds. And this storm destroyed all of the Mongol ships and killed a lot of the soldiers. So Kublai Khan ended up losing this first invasion. But he wanted to try again. So in 1281, he sent another fleet of ships, this time from the area that used to be Southern Song, but he had conquered them at this point. And they too landed. The Japanese were ready for him this time, but it was still a hard fight for them. But guess what happened? Another typhoon storm, and it destroyed their ships again. So Kublai Khan's like, forget this, I'm sending in Godzilla. All right, maybe he didn't send in Godzilla, but he decided not to attack again. So what happened for Japan is it created something called isolationism. And that basically meant that Japan was going to be isolated from the rest of the world. And they are going to continue with something that you guys are familiar with. It was a type of feudalism that we're going to look into and see how it compared to Middle Ages in Europe. All right, that's it for this video. You guys be safe. You guys have a great day. Try to get out today. Get a walk in, a run, or a bike ride. Just be safe. Remember that 6 feet distance. Miss seeing you guys. Take care.